Guys, I want to read a scripture to you. It's in Ezekiel 34:16. I encourage you to go check that out. But it says, I will look for those that are lost. I will bring back those who wander off, bandage those that are hurt, and heal the sick. And he's been doing that in my life. But I still struggle with life on life's terms. I still struggle with anxiety and fears and the temptations of the world that the world presents to us. And struggles in life and living life on life's terms. But this process of Celebrate Recovery, we use small group guidelines. And in the context of these small groups, there's great healing that takes place. And many of you have experienced that. But the way we keep it safe and healthy in our group, and you've heard me say before, our small group leaders' main objective is to facilitate and participate. To facilitate meaning keeping the group safe and making sure that the guidelines are being enforced, so that we can keep the group safe and allow that platform for people to be healed. Talk about guideline number 2. It is, there is no crosstalk, please. Crosstalk is when two individuals engage in a dialogue excluding all others. And then an important part is each person is free to express their feelings without interruptions. And, at face value, it's a pretty self-explanatory guideline that we want you to be able to share. And when you're sharing, I don't need to be talking to my buddy that's sitting next to me, whispering about something else or whatever. I need to focus on you, because a big part of recovery is listening. Every time I go into a small group and I listen to somebody, I learn that I'm not alone in this. You struggle with the same things I struggle with. And you can share victories that will bring hope to me, and I can share victories that I've overcome and gone through to bring hope to you. And as I share, I bring healing to myself. And so we need to listen to each other. But another form that you may not have thought of for crosstalk is have you ever had somebody, whether it's in business, you're giving a presentation, and you've got your captive audience, and you're sharing some important information. If you didn't think it was important, you wouldn't be sharing it, and someone walks in late. You ever had that? What happens the minute that door opens? The eyes go from you to the door, and you're still talking, and you're sharing things that you thought were valuable, or you wouldn't be sharing them. And that's why I tell my guys, if you're going to come in late, and that really should be the exception, but if you're going to come in late, please come in quietly. Don't just stomp in, throw your bag down, kick the chair around, and make a big distraction. Again, to express freely our feelings without interruption. That's our objective. And so, and also tell the guys, if someone comes in late, you keep your eyes glued to that person. If you're sharing, I want to keep my eyes on you, and I don't care who's walking in. I want to keep my eyes on you to make you the most important person in that room, to value your sharing. Another form of crosstalk might be if someone is sharing and they use your sharing in their sharing. When Rodney was talking about his dad, it really reminded me about my dad. Now, what have I done? I've taken the focus off me again. We talked about that last time, and I've put it on someone else. God's going to prompt you with things. And we're going to talk about fixing each other. We want later. We don't want to try to fix each other either through this process. We want to be careful of that in our sharing. But if God lays something on your heart that you need to share, then you share it. But don't point out somebody else's sharing in the context of your sharing. That's a form of crosstalk. Another one would be, have you ever been in a situation where everything you say is kind of there's a loud You ever had that when somebody's sharing? Christ, I might be sharing and say, Christ really is doing something amazing in my life and teaching me about my character defects. I'm really learning that I need to deal with this pain in my life. I really have made a mess of my life. And Christ has shown me that it's okay to take it to Him, because He's going to get me on track. That's right. Now, that seems like a validation of what you're saying, but it's so distracting. And it may seem like a positive thing to you to do that, but to them, is he mocking me? It's not. It's really becoming a distraction. Again, I keep going back to this, but to express our feelings without interruptions, and that's a key component. Now, the other thing that's real confusing is the tissue. When somebody's crying, and there will be crying that takes place from time to time, it's going to bring some tears, but there's healing in those tears. But our tendency is to want to just hand them a tissue. The problem is that tissue is a nonverbal for me to say, okay, suck it up. The tissue is a nonverbal of me saying, it's time to stop crying now. It's good you got that out, but it's time to stop crying. You're making me uncomfortable. That's the bottom line, what we're saying. We have good intentions, but that's what we're doing. And so we just throw the tissue in the middle of the room, and if you need a tissue, you get up and get it. We're not going to give it to you because we don't want to break that cycle of healing. So we want to allow people to share. We want to respect and value their sharing. Don't make the verbal affirmations. Don't pat them on the back. Don't touch people when they're sharing. It's the same as handing them a tissue. And certainly don't share in your sharing. Share what they're talking about and bring up their sharing and honor what people are saying. So that in a nutshell is crosstalk.
Warning, what you are about to see are trained professionals in a controlled environment. Do not attempt at your home church.
I thought this group was supposed to start at 8. I wonder where everyone is at. I wonder if I really even need to be here. I could be home, doing something productive, mowing the grass, watching TV, or sleeping. I'll read a little. Maybe that'll keep me awake.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up today. Listen, you never know what you're going to need in a group. That's why I brought all this stuff. Hey, Hill, how are you? Chris. Hey, Roger.
Hey, how was the council?
All right, great. Excuse me.
Hey. Good to meet you. What's going on, man? Nice to see you.
Well, guys, we're going to skip all the beginning reading blah, blah, blah stuff.
Thank you.
Cool.
I mean, we all know each other. I mean, aren't you new guy? No problem. You get the gist of things as we go along.
No, don't worry.
I know you guys are all in a large group tonight, so we're going to skip all that stuff.
Cool.
I mean, how many times can you go over self-inventory and not get it?
Really? Yeah.
So, the field's wide open. It's your meeting. I want to hear it. Let's go.
All right,
I got something to share. My wife sent these catalogs with me, and she's into that Tupper rubber candle makeup stuff that all the ladies are into. And hey, all I know is I've got to sell it because she's already bought the regional distribution kit.
Anybody else want to share? Let's hear it.
Yeah, I've been having this problem lately, and I need some advice. My therapist is out of town, and I could really use some solutions.
Solutions? You've come to the right place. Let me tell you, I've got books, I've got pamphlets, I've got CDs, I've got aromatherapy candles, I've got diet plans, I've got physicians, lawyers, translations from any Bible that you would need. Whatever you want, I got it. Here.
Gee, thanks.
Okay, I need to get honest about some things in my past, and since I don't have an accountability partner or a sponsor, you guys will have to do it. I've been stuffing this garbage for a long time, so here goes. I was born October 8th, 1971, to my parents, Roger and Roseanne. At my 10th birthday, nobody showed up. I was devastated. Man, when I got into high school, things got really bad. The acne was awful.
Oh, right. I got to cut you off, Roger. It's time to back it up. You can finish it next week. Any announcements or prayer requests?
Yeah. Listen, I need you guys to pray for somebody that's is in our group, but he's not here tonight. I sponsor him. You know, Richard Claxton? Let me tell you, this guy is going through a messy divorce. And you want to know why? Because he relapsed. His wife found out, and she is not going to put up with it anymore. But that's not the half of it. He gets fired. And the reason he gets fired is because he's caught stealing. Now, in addition to that, I need you to add this to your prayer request, the fact that something that we've been working on with him for months in this group. Gossip!
Well, guys, it's been a good group. And I want to thank you for not swearing like you did last week. Guys, have a good one.
Can you believe this guy? He cheats, he lies, he steals, and he's a group leader. Who is this guy anyway? Where did he come from? The hillbillies?
Hey, buddy, wake up. Small group's getting ready to start.
Must have dozed.
I want to welcome you to small group. My name's Mitch.
I'm Jim.
Is this your first small group?
Yes.
We're glad you're here. It's our job to make you feel safe as you recover from your hurts, habits, and hang-ups. The guys will be here shortly.
Thanks. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Do you follow these?
The small group guidelines? You bet. We read them each and every week, each and every small group. And as a matter of fact, it's my job as a small group leader to make sure they're read. I've been told if you don't enforce the guidelines, things can get a little weird.
You're definitely right there.
I thought you said this is your first small group.
Okay, so now we'll open it up to anyone who wants to share.
I'll go. I really related to the sharing tonight. I felt really betrayed, especially around the time of our divorce.
Oh, hi. Sorry I'm late.
I mean,
okay,
we've
sorry,
spent 20
sorry,
years
sorry.
together. And we have 3 children. And to find out that he's great and that he...
You know the one.
That
So I said all that to say that I'm really starting to understand God's power and His mercy, and I'm starting to get that concept of grace. And I mean, it's like what Lisa was saying earlier. It's really all about trusting Him and trying to forgive others. I loved how you put it, Lisa. It was just...
Gail, would you wrap up your thoughts, please?
Oh, sure. Anyway, another example is like when my son returned the car the other night. It was completely out of gas, and I didn't blow up at him. I just, I thanked him for returning the car on time, and then I asked him if he could just return it next time with gas. That would be really great. And it ended up being this really neat moment where we talked about courtesy and returning things better than you found them. And, I was able to be reasonable and not angry and not take it out on him. And it just, I don't know, it just, I think we broke through some walls that had been there and, through some barriers.
I just want to say that I've really enjoyed being in this group and getting to know all you guys, especially since this is my last time here. I want to thank the leaders. You guys take so much time to create this environment for us, and I appreciate it so much. It's just been so good to meet you guys. This has been more of a blessing than you'll ever know. Thanks.
We all need help. And we all need to work these steps. My family is so messed up and so dysfunctional. It's ridiculous. My stupid jerk brother the other day, I was so mad at him. I could have beaten him within an inch of his life. I mean, I had him right here. And no kidding, if my phone wouldn't have buzzed and snapped me out of it, there's no telling what would have happened. Oh. Some people just don't understand that God will help them through their junk. Thanks.
So I just, man, it's just a crazy time right now, you know? It's just, I mean, it's just so messed up. I mean, it's confusing but I think I understand it. Oh yeah, okay. Yesterday, my car, yesterday I locked my keys into my car. So, I mean, it really bummed me out. Oh, thanks.